Welcome to Champion Minded, the podcast for those who aim for excellence, not only in the sports arena, but in life. My name is Allistair, author, speaker, mindset and performance coach, and my goal is to help you unleash your unlimited potential and provide you with the tools to achieve greatness. Are you ready to become champion minded? Then let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome to the Champion Minded podcast. Welcome back to it. I'm Allistair McCaw. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about my 420's, my habits and daily routines. And as we know, most successful people, they all have great habits. It all comes down to your self-discipline, but it comes down to your habits and the routines you have on a daily basis. You know, they say it's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do every single day. So I'm going to share with you my 420's. Now, if you've been following my work for some time, you probably would have seen it on Twitter, Facebook. I think I've written about it twice in two of my books. It's my 420's. But before we get into this episode, I have some exciting news. By popular demand, I know a lot of you asked me, I've had emails, I've had inbox messages on when is Champion Minded, the book, going to be on Audible. And guys, I have great news. Just this past weekend, the 8th of August, 2020, Champion Minded and Audible has been released. So there you go. I've listened to it. It is a fantastic, it's narrated by one of the best guys in the business, Nick Gallagher from Los Angeles. He did an amazing job. And I know you guys will enjoy it. So there you go, Champion Minded on Audible. Get it now. But let's get into this episode about my 420's of habits and routines, guys. And if there's one thing I've picked up in the most successful people in the world, be it in sports, business, corporate, it doesn't matter what it is, they all have better habits. They have set routines to their day. They have structure. These are champion-minded qualities. And I've seen it in CEOs of companies. I've worked with Coca-Cola, IBM, Nissan, some of the top people there, and they all have these habits and routines built into their daily structure. You know, they say that it's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do every single day. And no matter what industry you're in right now, if you simply build better habits, get rid of poor habits, I can tell you right now that your results are going to increase. Your outcomes are going to be more favorable. But here we go. These are my 420's. This is something that's non-negotiable for me. No matter where I am in the world, I believe that I can get these 4 things, which only take 20 minutes at each time, to get completed. So I might be traveling or I might be home where I'll probably have more time. I get these in. So here we go. The first one is my first 20 minutes is reading and research. Now, one of the things I do when I wake up, guys, I admit, is, well, first of all, I'm grateful. So I'll think of 2 things I'm grateful for on waking up. But then I will switch on Twitter because I find Twitter probably one of the best learning tools there is out there. I get so much information, follow people in my industry, positive. I follow positive people, inspirational people. I don't follow much news. That doesn't mean I'm ignorant to what's going on in the world, but guys, I just find news is negative. It is not the type of way I want to start my day. And, you know, by putting on the news in the morning, be it in the radio or be it in the car, you're basically getting 8 to 9 negatives to a positive. And that is no way to start your day. You know, I always believe in winning the day. Or should I say winning the morning, more importantly. Because if you can get off to a great start, that just sets the platform for the rest of your day. So the morning routines are critical. So my first one is reading and research. And that can involve Twitter, where I learn a lot from. It's reading something. Now, it might be something spiritual. It might be something related to my career. It might be something, I might just be reading a book, for example, a bio. But I make sure I get 20 minutes of reading a day and also research. Now, usually I get more than that. But like I said, sometimes you can have an incredibly busy day. Let's just say you're traveling, you have to be up early. You know, you're going to have meetings all day or whatever it may be. There's no excuse why you can't get 20 minutes of reading or proper research. Now, I'm not just talking about flicking through your Facebook page or your Twitter, for example, and just mindlessly. When I'm going through Twitter, when I'm going through Facebook, I'm looking for interesting articles, things that can help me understand whatever it may be. It could be, like I said, it could be in my career. It could be with regards the current situation with COVID-19, or it could be looking for more opportunities. But I make sure I'm intentionally learning. That's the key thing from reading and research. So that's the first one. The second one is thoughtfulness. Now, what is thoughtfulness? Thoughtfulness is simply, in another word, mindfulness. Thinking about others. Now, something I do in the morning, again, I'll have my coffee. I maybe would have just scrolled through Twitter to see what interesting articles I want to read for that day, or what information I've maybe missed, is thinking about others. Now, it could be someone, you could be a coach, and it could be a player that's maybe competing that day somewhere around the world or in another state, for example. It could be someone in your family that could be going for a job interview. They could be ill. It could be anybody, but you're just thinking about them. And then just by sending a simple WhatsApp, or sending a simple text, or even a good old-fashioned phone call, for example, really is going to make their day, and it tells them that you're thinking about them. So I will take time in doing that. I'll take 20 minutes in doing that each morning, and I'll maybe send a message, or it could be an email, a word of encouragement. It just tells you that you're thinking about them. If there's one thing I've found about happiness and joy, and we're on that path. Happiness is not a destination, happiness is a choice. But when you think about others, and when you do more for others, I believe that more happiness and joy comes to you. Okay, so that's something I find so important, is thoughtfulness in a daily basis. Like I said, another word for that is just mindfulness, being mindful of others. So that was the second one. The third one is, of course, exercise, taking care of yourself. Now, you can't create wealth if you don't have health. You can't give energy if you don't have energy yourself. And something that's really foundational to my purpose is, or I find probably the most important thing, is my health. Because obviously I can't fulfill my vision, I can't fulfill my purpose if I'm not healthy. Now, again, 20 minutes a day at least. Now, I usually get more than that, but there has been some days where even 20 minutes has been a push, because, for example, I might be consulting, I might be at a club, or I might be in an academy or university, or whatever it may be, and it's a full day plan, and meetings, etc. So where do I find that 20 minutes? Usually I will get up earlier, I'll get that first 20 minutes in, I'll maybe listen to a podcast. Now, there's another learning opportunity for you as well, is maybe in the gym, or maybe I went out for a run, or even sometimes, guys, I'll even go out for a walk. And I'll sometimes leave my phone back in the room, or whatever it may be, just to have a mindfulness walk, but I'm exercising on purpose. That's the point. President Obama, he would get 20 minutes of shooting hoops at the White House when he was president. So if the president of the United States can still get 20 minutes of exercise a day, then you can. There's no excuse. Like I said, even if it's 20 minutes of walking, stretching, yoga, whatever it may be, whatever you want, it's the act of it. It's creating the habit of doing 20 minutes a day of exercise, okay? No excuses. And my fourth one, wait for it, probably one of the most important ones, is a 20-minute nap. Now, I will try plan that in. Obviously, it's difficult. It doesn't happen sometimes when I'm on the road, when I'm with other clients, because, can you imagine you're with other clients, you're going to say, you know what, excuse me, I'm just going to pop off for a nap and then I'll come back to the meeting. I don't think that's going to work too well. But when I'm at home, especially, like I have been these last few months with COVID-19, I've had more time. I've been able to structure my day properly. And that was one of the first things I found so important, is that you have to adapt to the environment. You have to adapt to the situation. And when COVID came in, I thought, all right, there goes all my traveling. I'm going to have to adapt myself and discipline myself to what time I'm going to be working during the day, what time I'm going to be exercising, and of course, what time I'm going to get my nap in. My nap is usually, again, 20 minutes. It comes after lunch. And it's not that I sleep unless I'm extremely tired, and that hasn't happened in a while. But it's simply to switch off the brain. That is the purpose of that 20-minute nap, is to put away the phone. I switch it off. I don't take it into the room, or I might be lying on the couch, but I just switch off the brain. Now, I can tell you the difference that has made in my productivity in the afternoon, my mood in the afternoon. I'm able to perform the way I was performing in the morning, because, and I wrote about this in the 7 Keys to Being a Great Coach, my first book, is How are you at 5 p.m. in the afternoon? Can you compare yourself to how you were at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning? Especially if you're in coaching, personal training, consulting, whatever it may be, teaching, managing. Are you the same person, or are you moody at the end of the day because you're tired, you're exhausted, you haven't switched off your brain, your phone has been pinging the whole day, or you've been attending to people? Now, I believe the most important appointment of the day is with yourself. You cannot think clearly, you cannot keep in a consistent mood if you're not just taking a little bit of a break in the middle of the day. 20 minutes, that's all. Maybe you're in an office environment. Maybe you're in an environment where it might be difficult. Go to the car, for example, or go to a room that's not being occupied, lock the door, whatever it may be, your office, and just switch off for 20 minutes. Close your eyes. Maybe you want to do some deep breathing. Maybe you meditate. But you want to win the second half of the day. You want to be able to perform at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, like you did at 9, 10 in the morning. And guys, this is what it comes down to, creating excellence in your life. Now, we all know we don't like to deal with moody people, right? Because they're great. You want to catch them. Maybe they're not morning people. Maybe they're not afternoon people. Well, those are difficult people to work with. Okay? It's about getting the best out of yourself. So those are my 420s. Those are my habits I've created, amongst some other small things that I do every single day. I exercise, even if I feel like it or not. And you might think, well, this guy, he competed in world championships, he's run marathons, he's super motivated. Guys, I'm like you. Sometimes I wake up and I'm not in the mood, okay? But I get it done. I'll take a podcast with me, whatever it may be. And you know what's funny? That 20 minutes usually turns into 30 minutes, which turns into 40 minutes. But even if I just achieve 20 minutes, cool, done it. I'm happy with that. I know every single one of you that's listening to this podcast right now wants to create excellence in your lives. And there is no shortcut, guys. Overnight success takes 20 years. Anyone you see successful, it's taken years upon years. You know, we talk about the 10,000 hours of Malcolm Gladwell, or the studies of Anders Ericsson, for example. But I believe that real success takes at least 20 years, 15, 20 years. So there we have it, my 420s. I encourage you to develop these habits into your life. The first one, reading and research every single day. Get some reading and research in. Like I said, I use Twitter. I go through Facebook. I'm looking for interesting articles, things I can learn. I read a book as well. The second one is thoughtfulness, thinking about others and not just yourself all the time. So again, sending messages of gratitude, of maybe saying thanks to somebody, or maybe just saying hi to someone that you haven't spoken to in a long time. The third one is exercise, of course. That is the foundation of all success. If you're not healthy, it's hard to do anything. It's hard to work. It's hard to have meaningful relationships. And we all know that exercise has a lot to do with your endorphins and feeling good about yourself as well. I know that some of you out there that probably are exercise addicts or exercise nuts, you know how it feels when you haven't exercised yet during the day, right? You're a little bit edgy. I know I am, for example. If I haven't done some exercise by midday, I'm starting to get a little bit cranky. So I try to do it in the morning as much as I can. And then, of course, the fourth one, napping. Again, it doesn't have to be sleep. It's just switching off the brain. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. My 420s, my habits and routines. I know these things will help you. They've definitely helped me in my life. As always, a massive, massive thanks for all of you who have subscribed to my podcast on iTunes and on YouTube. Thanks so much for leaving reviews and ratings. I really appreciate it, guys. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, Champion Minded, the book, is now out on Audible. Go check that out. Connect with me on social media, on Twitter at Allistair McCall, on Facebook, Allistair McCall page, and on Instagram, Be Champion Minded. As always, remember, you were made for greatness. Now go do the work. Stay champion minded.